Do you enjoy
your stolen phones might be if you are watching this video. So I'm currently watching a video by Arab, and it's titled "I investigated the most dangerous bandits in Brazil," or Brazil most dangerous bandits. So let's watch.
We're here with a phone thief in the favelas of Rio de Janeiro. We have some stolen product in front of us. What's the most amount of phones you've taken in one day? Do they ever really shoot people, or do people usually just give the car up? What gives the most money? Phones, jewelry, then cars? This year, as I was in...
If your phone has never been stolen in Brazil before, raise up your hand. My phone has been stolen in Brazil, Sao Paulo, not even in Rio, at Luz Station before. While I was about boarding the train, it was crazy. 2 years ago, July to be precise.
In Rio for Carnival to enjoy my favorite country in the world, I heard of a current phone theft epidemic across the nation of Brazil that was leaving locals pissed off
in Brazil
and tourists scared to visit. After finding a contact whose identity is protected, I was able to gain first-hand access with the robbers on the inner streets of Carnival. From there, I'll get to witness how they scout for police, how they rob phones by bike, and I'll get to sit firsthand with phone, car, and jewelry thieves who will tell us what life is really like as a Brazilian bandito.
It's a level of
Join
confidence
me as we enter Rio de Janeiro. And remember, this video is not affiliated with any gangs, but simply a documentary for educational purposes. If you want to see more of the Brazilian favelas, check us out on Taboo TV. Your subscription over there keeps this channel alive. And well, most social media doesn't let us put this stuff on their platforms. Good morning, Internet. We are on the beaches of Copacabana, Rio de Janeiro, where the most poppin' crime to worry about while you're here as a tourist is phone theft. Now, I've gained access into some phone thieves deep in the favelas, and...
How did these guys gain access into interviewing all these bandits and everything? I know he's going to pay them, but what if you end up being robbed too? You know, you've paid and everything, and they still slide you and they still rob you. Their face is covered. So what is he going to do? I don't think I can do a content like this. I don't know yet. I don't know what the future holds. But this guy, Arab, is
some
so
people
crazy.
Here on the beach who despise the phone thieves, and we're getting to the bottom of this story today. Now it's important we pop these glasses on and we go incognito, as it is a sunny day and it is Carnival time here in Rio de Janeiro, which is the most poppin' time, which also means
Carnival time is going to be like one of the most lucrative times for those phone thieves. And there's one thing about these phone thieves is they are just people that specialize in stealing phones and cars. The real gangsters, you know, the factions, maybe the drug dealers, they don't like these thieves. They spoil the favela. So once they catch these thieves, they might kill them. They'll just discipline them, like they'll fuck them up. So they don't do thieves. Is they deal with their normal drugs and their normal whatever activity for their organization, but they are against theft in the favelas. So these phone thieves, they do it outside, not inside the favela faction stuff. So they do it on the beach. It's crazy, right?
the most tourists, which also means the most ROI on your phone theft. Now the homie we're meeting up with is a member of affiliation, let's say, from the favela companies, let's call them that. He says that which is the largest faction here, does not allow phone theft.
As I said.
So he showed me some photos the other day of hundreds of phone thieves that he's got that flex every time they steal. And he says they don't fuck with them. If they come here, they ruin business of all these street vendors that are on the side of the road selling stuff, and they beat the shit out of businesses. Yeah. So I want to go see.
Okay, they beat them up.
Tell me again.
They don't spoil businesses.
I love Rio de Janeiro.
To limit service.
Truly love this place. I can't find the vendor and he's not replying to me. How are you, hermano? Good?
You speak the guy?
Le guy.
No good.
No camera, no good? A lot of this stuff happens off camera, prepping the whole video and the whole shoot and that thing, because people don't really trust this thing over here, you know? So it makes these vlogs so exotic, I guess. The guys on the beach had told me that they don't fuck with the robbers and showed me a group chat where they had pictures of known phone thieves that would rob alongside the beach. The group chats were usually named after American places: Miami, Texas, New York, and would consist of vendors and favela boys sharing information on threats in the area. That
This is a good
means
innovation.
if you rob on one side of the beach, within a couple of minutes, your face is blasted along all of it.
This is a good innovation.
No police in this group chat either. Just people
To
who
curb
would beat
this
the
phone
living
theft
daylights out
and
of you.
every other kind of robbery.
From there, I had been working on another contact to take me deep into the favelas behind a bunch of walls and crackheads to sit with a team of thieves. 2 behind the camera and 1 sitting on the interview. Yo guys, we've gotten access into an interview here on the side of a railroad behind the favela. This is like the craziest place I've probably ever been. Shout out to Chris, who's holding the phone for us right now. This is not a place you want to be sold.
I'm gonna be scared
I
too.
never imagined myself being in this side of
Hey,
Rio.
welcome, bro. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here, my friend.
Pleasure to be here.
Tamo junto. Let's run it.
Tamo junto, we are together.
I am currently sitting in a tight bedroom on the side of favela in the middle of nowhere, Rio de Janeiro. Behind the camera are a jewelry thief and a phone thief and a car thief behind me. Now,
He's
there's
really
been
a car
a big
thief too.
phone thief epidemic here in Rio de Janeiro, so I wanted to get to the bottom of it with the top professionals of the game, and they've trusted us with a 10-minute interview. How long have you been stealing phones? 13 years, stealing cars, phones, jewelry. After he steals a phone, how does he get rid of the product?
Vende o aparelho logo de uma vez, preço só. Is there
A difference of street price between a new iPhone and an iPhone 10?
Tem.
So each item has a sales price. Now, if he was to steal a fresh iPhone, which is worth about 2,000 US dollars on market value here in Brazil, how much would that sell for street
Way
value?
cheaper. They say it's way cheaper.
Okay, so about $800. So he sells it for about 40% the price.
It's a stolen products
Does
now.
he have to worry about any of the security or anything about
Tracking.
hacking the phone, or does he just give it to somebody? His job is just to take it and sell it.
Apaga, reseta.
When he sells it to somebody, does he know where it goes? Do they sell it in bulk to another country? Do they resell it in Brazil?
Vende aresmo pros outros aí, qualquer.
When my phone was stolen, I filed a police complaint now. I just feel like once your phone is stolen in Brazil or anywhere, there's nothing you can do. It's gone, it's gone. Filing police report, nothing's going to be solved because it's just gone. Because I don't think police will even want to stress themselves and be looking for your phone. And allegedly, maybe some, you know what I mean. So if your phone is stolen, it's gone. Just forget about it.
Não paga.
How much does he make on an average day?
If you can try to track it and quickly take action immediately. If it was my second phone that day, I would have been able to track it. I made I made a very silly mistake that day, unless I would have quickly tracked it immediately. But my second phone was not with me. And also, some people, once they take the phone, I think they might just go and sell the parts. They might just go and sell the parts, sell the screen, sell the panel, sell the camera to phone repairers and all those stuff, rather than just sell the whole phone because it can be trackable.
In profit, taking phones and selling them.
Ah, o diabão dá pra fazer 3.000, 4.000.
How does he hunt his target? How does he find a spot to hit? If he's gonna rob a market, does he have to scout it for a week? Does he have to scout it for a day?
Não escolhe não, é na hora.
The occasion makes the robbery. That's a quote they say. How do I pronounce that?
A ocasião
A ocasião
faz com
The occasion makes the robbery.
faz com
It's
ladrão.
not planned.
A ocasião faz com ladrão. Okay. Eu sou carioca.
You're not karaoke.
Um,
You're not from Rio.
how many years into stealing phones did he move into stealing cars?
Que ficou muito na mídia, loja de telefone, assalto, aí passando pra cá agora.
What's
It's
the
not what dying. It's not what dying for. There are many assault on phone thieves. It's not what dying for. So my guy just switched to elevated stealing car. So at least that one will be what dying for for him, which is not also what dying for. He upgraded. He had to upgrade.
market price versus the street price for one of those
That's
cars
yeah
after
for
it's
cars.
taken?
Vende inteiro, 3.000, 4.000. Varia do modelo.
Cars, 4,000 years for cars.
Varia do modelo.
Cars that some people are buying 70,000 years, 50,000 years, 30,000 years. Depends on the model, but 4,000 years for stolen cars. Well, it's stolen, but that's too cheap. With the whole stress, and I'm sure the money is not only for you. You will pay some bills.
Does he
Hey,
also
100k, 100k cars. They sell it for 7,000 AIs or 8,000 AIs.
rid of the cars within one day,
Crazy.
or does it take a few days?
And some people die because the police shoots them, bam, bam. Like if they rob the wrong guy that has a gun, it kills them immediately. The police kills them immediately once they are doing that car robbery. So there's no like there's only a few of them that might end up being sentenced, that they will catch them without being shot.
Do you ever feel bad if you steal it from people? Do you ever worry about that? Maybe they won't eat?
Não, remorso nenhum.
Part of the game.
No remorse.
Out of your 13 years of doing this, how many cars do you think you've taken?
Pô, mais de 50 carros.
Okay, so he doesn't get a car every day.
No, the cars are the new thing. The cell phones are getting, since he started robbery, in a day, he already taken
15
cars.
In
cars.
one day, he took 15 cars. What the How long does that take?
Damn.
To take 15 cars. How does he hunt them? How long does a car take from
At
taking
gunpoint.
it to bringing it back home?
So I don't go by myself. I go with them and another pilot. Then you can take 3 or 4 cars in a way and took everything together, go back down to the street and do the same. So in 3 times they can rob 12 cars.
Do they
Yeah.
ever worry about police coming on them after they rob a car, or police too slow?
Já furei blitz, já.
He already exchanged bullets with the cops. He already went to the jail.
Wow. Does he plan?
Based on what I heard, some car models are prone to being stolen. Like some car models are prone to being stolen. Not just Fiat Mobile or those Hyundai. They are prone to being stolen. I think Chevrolet Onyx is prone to being stolen. So
To do this for the rest of his life?
small cars, they are prone to being
Até
stolen.
quando permitir, eu sou foragido da justiça.
And what's the ideal? How does he take a car? Like, is it a car that's driving an Uber? Does he order an Uber? Does he go find a car that's parked on the side of the road?
Vamos de moto. É mais de moto, enquadra mesmo, joga na cara. Bota pra descer.
Do they ever really shoot people, or do people usually just give the car up?
Já, muitas
They
vezes.
shoot.
Interesting. How does that feel? What's the adrenaline rush like after you take a car? How long does that last?
Grande, garganta seca. Mas graças a Deus,
God keeps them calm. Does he believe God is protecting him, or is it something other than God?
claro.
They are alive just because of Jesus Christ.
They're alive because of Jesus Christ.
That's the ideal.
Do they believe Jesus Christ would appreciate what they're doing?
Tu acha que Deus fica puto com as palavras?
But tell them I don't ask from judgment. I'm just curious.
If you ask for judgment now,
Claro, isso aí todo
You should have asked for
sabemos
judgment.
que nós fizemos de errado.
What gives the most money? Phones, jewelry, then cars?
Tudo que dá dinheiro, que botar no nosso bolso, a nossa casa à vontade, a nossa família.
And how much does the faction take from you, tax?
50%.
O ladrão bota, a firma bota também.
Okay, so if he makes 800 on a phone, they take 4. What's the most dangerous situation he's been in where he thought he might lose his life?
Ah, perseguição. No dia que eu fui preso, muito tiro. Graças a Deus não acertou nenhum em mim.
When you get home after something like that, do you just pray and thank God? What's the process?
Ah, tomo banho quente, fico com a família, dou abraço no filho. E agradeço a Deus por mais dia.
Thank you. Obrigado, amigo. Muito gosto por falar comigo.
Tamo junto.
Tamo junto. Yeah. Balloon. Balloon. We're gonna go try a balloon now, whatever that means, but you can't watch a balloon here. The next day, the robbers were excited to show me how they rob a carnival block,
Let's watch
which is
how
an
they
active
rob.
street party during holiday
I'll
season.
take action.
They took me through the streets, scouting for
Don't
police
simulate
officers,
the phone
and said
steps
the
now.
entire thing was too dangerous. We ended up on the beach to show the first robbery. Okay, so we are now on the beaches of Copacabana, and the two guys are scouting how they're going to run a robbery route right on this street. They're checking the other exits to make sure there's no cops. This is how they usually do it. They'll scout the area, then they'll wait for a bystander who just got their phone out in the area. We're in the middle of like a three-front war at
That's
the
why I
moment
got this
between
thing.
basically
Yeah?
these robbers, the opposing gang that runs the beach, that says no more doing this to
And
tourists.
I hold my phone.
And then the police. So this is
This
our
thing.
kind of like
Like
the
this.
issues that we
Why
could
using
face. The process goes like this. Near
And
the beach,
with
the
something
robber has a
strapped.
normal bicycle to not attract attention.
On my neck.
An unsuspecting civilian is using their phone to do normal human things. The robber spots him from far, catches some speed, and within an instant, the phone is gone. The phone itself is unlocked, so the robber
So
can
this is just like a
access everything.
simulation of what
The
happens.
robbers then took us to
That's
Zona
not a
Noche,
robbery.
where it's easier to hit a robbery. Alright, now we're in Zona Norte, Ingeniao
Noche.
de Dentro. This place is much more dangerous. If you're out here when it gets dark, you will for sure get robbed, is what I've been told. So this is where you see all those news articles coming out of people getting their ass beat at night. The boys are looking for a quick lick here. They say that this is an area ran by the gang, so there's barely any cops here. It's way safer for them than it is over there on the main tourist beaches, where there's a lot of activity, you know, especially
I
during
think I've been
Carnival.
lucky because
So,
when I was walking around
right off
Lapa,
the bat, you got a few people
I
under
walked around
bridges.
Lapa in the night, in the
and you
midnight
can tell
in
it's a
Europe.
bit more,
I went to Europe second time.
let's say, bit more
And I was
destroyed of
filming
an
with my
area.
DJI.
Okay, so right now we're in a very active area with an open square, and there's people walking around with their phones in their hand, which are really easy to take. The thieves that we're with basically said they're asking to be robbed. I don't agree, all right? But also there's a few people that might be walking by that are profiling people to rob as well. So there's always robbers in this area. So we're gonna try to capture one of them. This is crazy. If you told me I'd be doing this a couple of days ago, I'd have said no. The robbers had me waiting there with my phone, ready to film them rob their next victim. While we wait for them to go and steal some phones in some unsafe areas, I wanted to tell you one way to secure your money. Through Jupiter Mobile Phone Go Money Bank.
So this is the victim now. I think this is the real life robbery.
If you just want to send money between you and your friend to your own hand, people here on the street, I would be able to go home and within seconds draw your money. Codes scanned from any centralized. What's happening? Okay, well he's coming now.
About to snatch the phone of the man. Snatched it. Boom. Boom. They returned the phone. Social experiment. The man's heart will have pumped like bah bah bah. Probably still paying for the phone, like in installments. Man was scared.
Send him $50 in crypto. Send him some crypto.
I don't have enough bedroom.
Okay. That was crazy.
Man just
That was
missed
crazy.
$50, $50. Because there's no wallet. There's not wallet.
Amigo, documentario. De robarios, documentario.
They apologizing to him.
Extranjero, gringo.
It's for a video.
Todo bom?
It's a social experiment.
Todo bom? No robario.
Baba don't fear.
Sí. Boa, boa.
After the robbery, I was driven an hour to an undisclosed location to see how much product a few hours in the streets really gets you. Alright.
See
We are
phones.
here with a phone thief in the favelas of Rio de
Your
Janeiro.
phone might be here if
We
you are
have some
watching.
stolen product in
Your
front of
phone
us.
might be here.
Do you enjoy
Your stolen phones
stealing?
might be here if you are watching this video.
Muita coisa, muita coisa.
Subscribers.
What is it that you enjoy about the stealing?
Adrenalina.
Adrenaline.
What's the most amount of phones you've taken in one day?
Num dia,
30
dá pra
phones.
pegar uns 30, 20.
Do you ever fear that the police will get you and beat you up?
Não, não, não. Porque eu sou gangster.
Is there any type of people that he doesn't rob, like stronger people?
Tem preferência não.
No
tem
preference.
preferência
He
não.
robs
How
everybody.
easy is it for him to sell all these phones?
É assim, é assim. É
Very
fácil,
easy.
é fácil.
What would he tell the world when they say that Rio de Janeiro and Zona Norte specifically is quite dangerous? What would he say to them?
Não, não, não.
Yeah, but we just
but
watched
it says
a
not
few
dangerous.
robberies happen here in Zona Norte, and then he's wearing a mask now with a bunch of stolen phones in front of us.
É perigoso sim, mas
The entirety of Brazil and every news station in Brazil is watching this video. What would he say to Brazilian journalists and people watching from outside of Rio?
que é a realidade, entendeu?
He doesn't believe there's other opportunities.
Acho sim.
Would he recommend that other young kids get into this life?
Não, 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 não.
What dangers does he live every day? Is he allowed outside of the favela? Is he allowed to go and do things? One more minute. Yeah, one more minute.
Não tem perigo nenhum não, porque na favela é outro ritmo. O que nós manda é na rua.
What's his favorite thieving job to do?
Eu acho que é telefone. Dependendo do que seja, uns vale 2.000, uns vale 3.000. E se nós pegar 20 telefones, dá valor de 15.000.
Which is about 3,000 US dollars. Can he say subscribe to Taboo TV?
Se inscreve aí no Tabu TV aí.
Yeah, amigo, obrigado. Muito
Man,
obrigado.
man, man.
Tamo junto, Brasil.
That's it, guys. That's it. So, guys, this is how phone theft is being carried out in some parts of Brazil and car theft too. There are many videos I would have showed you guys that I've watched before, you know, how this car theft is being carried out in Brazil. But I just wanted something that is more translated, so you guys can watch with translation and the narration on how they steal cars, bam, bam, bam. So it's very crazy, right? This is also the reality of some parts of Brazil. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Pada HQ sign out. Valeu, obrigado.